So to explain what Diwali is, it's the festival of lights. And it celebrates, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. It's just a time where you kind of set new goals for yourself. You like push down your ego and being selfish and all that darkness that might have been there in the past year. It's like you're just kind of ignoring that and starting fresh.
Hi, I'm Ellen.
Hi, I'm Ely, and this is a podcast with two Asian American women.
Living, learning, and sharing about everyday life cross-generationally. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We have such an incredible guest that we're so excited to be here today. She is not only an academic standout, but she is deeply committed to service, to dance, and to culture. And with Diwali coming up, we thought it would be the perfect opportunity for her to share her story, her background, and how she celebrates it today. Welcome, Vikas.
So excited to be here today.
Yes, we are so excited to have you here.
So, Vikas, let's start by first telling us about yourself, and then because you are dressed so very nicely elaborate, tell us about your attire, and then transition into Diwali.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So my name is Vikas Shankar. I'm 19 years old, and currently I'm a sophomore at the University of Central Florida. And I was actually born in India, and I was born in Tamil Nadu, which is in South India. And I moved here when I was just 1 years old. And after moving here, I went to school in America, and of course, it was a little bit hard adjusting, with the American and Indian ideals. But now I'm in college and I'm studying biomedical sciences, and I'm on the pre-med track. I'm taking some pretty tough classes this semester, such as organic chemistry and anatomy. But outside of pre-med, some things I enjoy doing are dancing. As she said, I've been dancing ever since I was 3 years old in various different dance styles. I've been doing Bollywood, Ross, and even hip hop and jazz. And I love dancing because it helps me connect to my culture, and I can do American dance as well as Indian dance. So it really helps me bring everything together.
That's
And
beautiful.
mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. And your attire.
Consider my attire, yeah. So this Indian traditional outfit is called a churidar, and this is worn in all parts of India, both north and south. And this is one of the outfits that's worn for Diwali, which is the festival of lights. And during Diwali, we love dressing up in different attires with colorful clothings. We wear different things such as saris. Usually the men wear something called a veshti, and the children, they wear something called a pattupavada. So there's all different attire for everyone.
Can you, when you say that the women and the men wear the, and I can't say it, I can't say it. Is it because, is Diwali, is this like a holiday like Thanksgiving, or is this a festival that you go to, or both, or what? Tell us about it. Like, what is it exactly?
Yeah, so it's kind of everything together. Diwali, it's kind of like a new year in the Hindu calendar. And the date of Diwali changes every year, and it's based on the Hindu lunar calendar. Usually it's celebrated on a full moon, and this date usually lands sometime in October and November. So to explain what Diwali is, it's the festival of lights, and it celebrates, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. It's just a time where you kind of set new goals for yourself. You like push down your ego and being selfish and all that darkness that might have been there in the past year. It's like you're just kind of ignoring that and starting fresh. And kind of the history of why we celebrate Diwali, it differs in all the different parts of India. There's different stories in North India and South India, but one of the very famous ones is that there's a lord called Rama, and him and his wife called Sita, they were exiled exiled to a forest for over 14 years. And on their journey coming back, they were coming back to their town, and their town was called Ayodhya. And the people of Ayodhya, they lit a path of so many candles and so many lights, welcoming them back into the town. And it's like we're welcoming God back into our town. So on Diwali, we celebrate with lights. And one of the lights is called a diya. And this is usually a light with oil and a wick that we light in our house, like all throughout the house. It's just lit up so much. And so we put these lights all around our house to bring in the good spirits of the Lord and also of the goddess Lakshmi. Because goddess Lakshmi, she represents wealth. So we're trying to bring in all positive vibes and wealth into our house when we lit up all these lights.
So when you say that there's all the different the different ways, I guess, I mean, for lack of knowing how to describe it, throughout India, like there's different ways. Is it different ways of celebrating, or is it only this one God that is coming home, but it's celebrated different ways, or are there different
There's
in
kind of like different histories to the story.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Yeah.
there's one story. There's one story, just different interpretations of the story. So,
Yes.
okay, okay, okay.
That's neat, though.
I was gonna say, like, for example, in North India, like they celebrate the story of Lord Rama and Sita coming home. And in places such as South India, it's still like a similar story, but with different gods. In South India, we usually celebrate the defeat of a demon, like Lord Krishna defeats a demon called Nakasara. So really this is just about like fighting good over evil overall in all parts of India.
It's still the same, but it's still celebrated on the same day, Diwali,
Yes, it's
even though
still
there's
the
different
same.
stories.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you say like is the national wear or the wear for Diwali, then what is important about it? Or is it the same? I'm assuming that since it's celebrated differently, is it also like, does each area of the country also have different meanings to what you wear?
The clothing, it a little bit varies. So in South India, we usually wear something called a sari, and in North India, they also wear a sari. But something that differs between it is the way it's draped or pleated, and that just means the way that you kind of like put it across your body, the way you like fold it and put pleats into it. So it can be the same sari, but it can look different ways in the North and the South.
That's neat. So you can see if just by someone's attire and sorry, what part of the country that
What
they're
region
from,
they're
what
coming from?
region.
Right. And usually at different like cultural events and gatherings, people like drape their outfits in different ways, and that can usually indicate like, where they're from.
That's great. And I'm curious about, can you tell us about a story of you growing up and how you
How,
celebrated
yeah, how,
Diwali?
and how do you
What did
even
that look
celebrate
like?
it now too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. So when we celebrated Diwali when I was little, we would always gather with our friends and our family. And we don't have that much of our family from India in America, so we developed a close-knit group of friends. And I'm actually originally from Jacksonville, Florida, and there's a community there called Jacksonville Tamil Mandram. And Tamil is the language I speak. There's over like 100 different dialects and languages in India, and the language that I speak is called Tamil. So, with this gathering and community of people in Jacksonville, we had a group of people to celebrate Diwali with. So every year we would, gather at someone's house, and usually we would light up sparklers with lights. Like there would be lights all over. We would do even like fireworks, and we would all be dressed up in our traditional attire. And outside of the houses, we do something called rangoli. And rangoli is an art form, usually with colored powder or colored sand. And some people actually even grind rice and add color to that. And basically, we make art designs with this rangoli. People make different things, such as the lamps that I was talking about as diyas. They'll make an art design of that, or they'll make a peacock or different firework designs. And this is all just to bring like positive energies into the houses. And so,
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry. Design where? Design.
Oh, we do it on the floor. So,
Okay.
like we kind of just collect the powder in our hand and you kind of just drop it around so it forms different designs.
Wow.
Neat.
That is so neat.
Yeah, that's great. And I love I mean, I feel like we love speaking to just a diverse our diverse community and hearing how you celebrate it. And that the bigger picture is it doesn't matter what background we are, just being able to celebrate that positivity and the lightness. I mean, I feel like just everybody can really celebrate that too, right?
Or even the celebrating, being here in the US, the different ways of celebrating. And again, I'm about the moon, but this autumn, the harvest moon, because like you said, it's about, right? It's the harvest moon time. You celebrate with moon cakes,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And then for me, I mean, Filipinos don't really have that Thanksgiving. So for me, it's the American Thanksgiving. I like that how you can't really say that there's nothing to celebrate because there's always something to celebrate,
Yes, yes.
you know?
Were there any cultural differences for you? Because you grew up in you moved when you were one, right? So you have the American side and the Indian culture from your parents. So what were some of the cultural differences, or did you see any of the American culture brought in, and in what way?
I think some of the differences I see, like, I keep in really close contact with my grandma, so she kind of tells me about how they celebrate Diwali there. And some of the differences, I think, I was talking about how we do Rangoli just during, Diwali or during celebrations. My grandma, she actually does Rangoli like every single day outside of her driveway. So it just shows how she's always celebrating, kind of. It's really good to have that positive atmosphere every single day. And I think another one of the differences, maybe just small things, is usually in India they use like diyas with actual like fires and a wick. But since we're doing it like inside of our houses where there's like smoke detectors, we usually use like electric candles. I have one here actually. Like we used to use a lot of these electric candles that
Oh,
are battery operated.
That's neat.
now, do you put them on? Like, is there only a time frame? I guess, is Diwali a day or a time frame?
It's kind of like a whole day, like from the morning till that night. But also, Diwali is actually a 5-day celebration. So, it's celebrating throughout a whole week.
That's fun. That is so fun. I love that. I have friends who celebrate it, and they have a great time. It's one of those resets too. A reset where kind of like a new year. I mean, like a new year for in America, like the new year for in the US, being able to reset, write your goals, like positive. It's like a new start, right? That symbolism for the new too.
So interesting. This is so interesting to me.
Did your parents ever bring in any of the American culture? So for me, I grew up similar to you, where my family, I was born here, but my family came from Taiwan, and they were really busy in the restaurant business. So we didn't know a lot of the cultural holidays here. For instance, Christmas, we didn't really celebrate it much. So can you tell us a little bit more about your experience with that growing up?
Yeah. So, like my experience with different holidays, just like American ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we usually always celebrated Christmas as well. Like my parents always like grew up telling me about Santa and Thanksgiving. We also had a very close-knit community. Like as I was telling you, our JTM friends, like the Jacksonville Tamil Mandram, we celebrated Thanksgiving with them because it's really important to stay connected with a close knit of people who will have your back, I think. Because the same people that I grew around ever since we moved here till now, I just feel as if they've always had our backs. And I've done dancing a lot. I've danced with those kids growing up, and now I'm in the same college as some of them. And I actually recently last summer just had my Indian dance recital. So I do something called Bharatanatyam, which is a form of Indian classical dance. And putting on this performance takes a lot of work. So the same group that we had that we celebrated Thanksgiving with, 25th and Christmas, they really supported us in my Arangetram, which is the Indian dance recital. They helped us with all the decorations, moving things, just all the planning. So I think it's really important to have that community.
Is Diwali the only Indian holiday that you celebrate here in the US?
There's actually multiple different holidays. So going on currently right now, there's something called Navratri, and this also celebrates the good over the evil. And there's a different way that we celebrate this. We celebrate this through dance, and we do something called Ras or Garba, and I actually have these. They're called diyas. And so we dance with these throughout the night. And so attending an event called Garba, it's kind of like there's a goddess in the middle, and we're dancing around the goddess, just celebrating all that good over evil, all the good spirits of dancing. And this lasts for like a couple hours throughout the night. And it's really just another way to connect with your community.
It's neat. And I love that it is all built around community too, and building that community because it's so important. I mean, of course, we all went through COVID too, but just in any day and age, having a strong community can be so great for our well-being, our mental health, all of those things. There's so many great benefits. So I love that you started it and your parents kind of brought you in at a young age, and you probably still do it. I'm curious if you how you build community maybe at UCF too, and where you are in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming to college, like I kind of didn't know how I would celebrate everything because usually I would just do whatever my mom said. Like if she tells me to put on an Indian outfit that day, or she's like, oh, we're going to a puja, like I would just usually follow whatever my family does. So I was a little bit concerned how I would keep that up in college, but I found really strong organizations. One of them is called the Indian Student Association, and they put on different events. They put on, Garba, as I was talking about, and they also do Diwali. And later in the springtime, they do something called Holi. And this is where we throw different colored powders at each other and really celebrate even more. So I'm really glad that I have this Indian Student Association community to just help me celebrate. And the fact that all my friends are in it as well, it's just like you can meet new people, connect with your culture, make friends. It's super fun.
That's great. That's great. For those of us who are looking for community, being able to kind of see, and maybe we're in a new position, maybe we're in a new phase of life, there's always a way, and there's always like resources around. Sometimes we think, oh, we're like this lonesome person if we move to a new town. So I feel like it's easy to feel that way, but kind of looking and seeing, because when we look for it, then we tend to find it more.
Of course. And I think like not only if you're Indian, but like usually all my friends, even if they're American, we try to get them to come to Garba. We give them our outfits to wear. It's just about getting everyone into it.
And it
That's
and yes, and I agree with you with that because I mean, when I went to school, when I was in college at UF, I was one of the founders of the Filipino Student Association. So to me, it's like building community. And not just necessarily community of those that look like me, but also welcoming others outside of the community, because the only way that we can really embrace each other is through knowing each other a little bit more, right? And even if it's just, dancing with somebody or spending the time, I think it's what really bridges cultures.
For sure. Yeah, bringing people in and educating them on like, hey, this is what we do. And then so they can see it kind of opens their lens a little bit too, because we can all tend to stay in our own small little circles. But I love that you kind of bring everybody in, because it's not about what religion we are. It's about celebrating different cultures and being open to different types of celebrations.
Yeah.
So right. In high school, I actually was a part of the multicultural club, and I was the president of this club. And in this club, we have over 15 different dance groups from all over the country. We have like a Bollywood group, West African, West Indies, like a Filipino traditional and modern, like all different kind of groups. And it's not like each group just had people of that group. I was actually the leader of one of the groups called Ross, and that's the performance that I did during the AAPI celebration, I did a Ross dance. So we had so many people different, like so many different people try out, people that had never even done Ross before. And we tried to really get them to learn. We do something called workshops where we teach the dance so they can see if they're interested in it. But we really try to get everyone to join all the different groups and just try them out.
That's great. That's so fun that you do that, and I love the way you think and bring everybody in there too. And I'm curious, what since you just started not too long ago at UCF, but what are some exciting things you're working on there?
Definitely some excited things I'm doing here. I'm definitely staying in touch with dancing. I actually just joined the Garba Ross team. It's called UCF Night Ross, and we're a competitive team. We compete all across the nation, and I didn't really do dance last year because I had been dancing all in high school, and I was just thinking maybe I'll focus more on the academic side, being pre-med. So I joined a lot of pre-med clubs. But I could tell that I was kind of losing touch with dancing last year, and I think it's always important to have a balance because I didn't really have an outlet where I can just relieve my stress. So this year I'm so excited to be dancing again because it's something that always makes me happy. I can always rely on dancing.
Well, Vikas, our time is running short. I want to thank you so much for being with us. I definitely, one of the lessons that I learned based on our little chat here is winning over evil, good over evil, whether it is through a lot of your volunteerism, your work, the practices, both with your dancing and such, and then also in the way that you celebrate Diwali, which, like you said, it's a coming home, it's good over evil festival celebration. So thank you so much for being with us, for sharing your story, for telling us a little bit about you and how to celebrate this wonderful season. To everybody that's out there, happy Diwali to
Happy
you.
Thank you so much. Happy Diwali, and thank you guys so much for your time. Yeah, this is actually how we say Happy Diwali.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
I actually do this kind of naturally anyway, but that's so great. Happy Diwali. I
Happy
love that. Thank
Diwali.
you for
Diwali, thank you.
Thank
thank
you
you.
for being with us today.
Thank you, Vikas. We really, really appreciate
So
it.
much.
And please feel free to share with us any sort of celebrations or how you celebrate either Diwali or any other celebrations, because we love bringing in different experiences and cultures and just knowing that we are just one, like we are all one.
Right.
So thank you again, Vikas. You're going to continue to do some incredible things.
Yes.
And we're always cheering you on.
Keep in touch with us.
Yes, keep in touch.
Bye bye.
Love talking with you guys so much.
So fun. Thank you, Vikas.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.